our security more by enabling VPS Enforce KMCI. The initial implementation forced our kernel modules to be digitally signed to improve stability and reduce presence of kernel mod malware. So by securing using VPS, we can improve the stability and reduce presence of kernel mod malware inside the kernel, so that people who don't have authorized cannot access our kernel, which means hacking our operating system. That is for Windows. So for Linux, is as follow for the user and password authentication and management. So the user management, there is three types, which is the root, a sudo user, and a user. The root is the main administrator of the server. The root account has full access everything on the server, which means the administrator have all controls on the operating system. Meanwhile, the second one is the sudo user. This is user who has granted special access to a Linux application called sudo. It is a normal user, but have a little bit different, which is granted special access. Meanwhile, the third one is a user. This one is a normal user who has been set up using the add user command. This command, the add user command, is executed inside the terminal of the operating system, like Ubuntu. What the user get is it can only access the files from the ones that created by itself, by him or herself. That is for the user management. Now is enforcing strong password. The password can be configured inside the terminal, which is located at /etc/pam.d/common password. So to enforce a strong password, a normal password like the pins are not really powerful. So to make it more secure or strong, we need to at least change it 90 days once by 90 days. The other one, like KeePass, is an open source, free, lightweight, and easy to use password manager tool for Linux. It is especially for Linux. To put your password in one database, which is locked in one master key or a key file. So only have to remember one key to access everything. KeePass is just a port for KeePass manager, but it is encrypted either with AES or two-fish encryption algorithm using 256-bit key. So to secure the kernel from unauthorized access for Linux is that putting a leash on a root account. It is to strengthen the divide between user land, process, and kernel code by preventing even the root account from interacting with the kernel. So if the root account is compromised, it cannot make a change to the kernel because we are putting the leash on the root account. The second one is the two lockdown modes. This is the new model that support two lockdown modes, namely integrity and confidentiality. It is unique and restricts access to different kernel functionality. If set to integrity, kernel features that allow user land to modify the running kernel are disabled. If set to confidentiality, kernel features that allow user land to extract confidential information from the kernel are also disabled. So the next one is the operating system, how the operating system handle and attempt to hack the system from the internet. For example, here Windows, one of the most common ones that attack our operating system is the Robin Hood. So the Robin Hood here, it tried to hack our system by doing inserting malicious drivers inside our operating system. So the defense mechanism against this threat is enabling features like Trusted Platform Module, TPM, Windows Defender System Guard, Hypervisor Protected Code Integrity, HCI, tools to block unverified code execution, kernel directory memory access, KDP, protect for Thunderbolt 3 to protect against attack requiring physical access and credential guard. So the HVCI and KDP will thwart the attacks like Robinhood by respectively blocking its ability to use a driver to change variables within the system memory and preventing kernel data corruption attacks. So that is for Windows. For Linux, the way they handle an attempt to hack the system of the internet is by uh, releasing an update. So for example, here there's a lot of files which is corrupted, which is okay. For example, the CVE 2020 12 11 14. It is a virus file that lets the local attacker cause a denial of service system crash to your operating system. So that's the attack. That is the attempt to attack. So it is discovered by one of the developer or by the name Piotr Kysyuk in a file system implementation. So the way the mechanism works to handle this is that is as follow. When a kernel vulnerability is identified, members of the Linux community collectively work to fix it. While this collaboration leads to rapid innovation and effective patches, the publication of patch proposals before their inclusion in the mainstream kernel branch does carry some degree of risk. Threat actors could potentially reverse engineer a zero-day bug using a patch proposal shared on the public mailing list. So that is all for the security management for the operating system, Windows and Linux.
Okay, next presenter. Siapa present?
Saya, sir.
Okay.
Anan slide dah ada kan?
Depan kamu ada slide ni, Maudi.
Oh, ada.
Ada kat laptop.
Okay.
Tu Hanan present.
Okay. Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. I Ahmad Maudi gonna to present first question. Okay. Firstly, I gonna show Windows first. Diagram 1 show window evolution. Okay. Okay. I going to present year of release. Windows 1 from Windows 1 to Windows 10. Okay, Windows 1 released on 20 November 1985. Windows 3.1 released on 6 April 1992, and Windows 75 and 95 released on 15 August 1995 and officially retail on 24 August 1995. For Windows XP, that released on 24 August 2001 but released on market on 25 October 2001. For Windows Vista, complete developed on 8 November 2006 and released on 30 January on 2007. For Windows 7, released on 22 July 2009, but generally retail on 22 October 2009. And for those 8 released on 1 August 2012, but generally available on market and in 2000, in 22 October in same year. For Windows 10 released on 15 July 2015 and generally public on market in 29 July 2015. Okay, next is version release. Windows 1 have 4 version release, 1.01 until 1.04. 1.01 released on 20 November 1985. Version 2 released May 1986, and version 3 also in same year on August. Version 4 is released April 1987. For Windows 3.1 have a three version. 3.11 released on 8 November 1993. 3.12 released on 22 November 1993 in same year, and which Windows 3.1 have a version simplified Chinese version that's released on same year. For Windows 95 have four version. First one OEM Pack 1 that released on 14 February 1996. Second one is OEM Service Release 2 that released on 24 August 1996. Third one is OEM Service Release 2.1 that released 27 August in year 1997. And lastly is OEM Service 2.1 that released 26 November 1997 in same year like version 3. For Windows XP have 3 version: Service Pack 1, Service Pack 2, and Service Pack 3. Service Pack 1 released on 9 September 2002. Version 2 released on 25 August 2004, and version 3 released on 21 April 2008. For Windows Vista, version release have 3 version. First version is version Service Pack 1 that released 4 February 2008, and version Service Pack 2 released on 26 April 2009, and last version is version Platform Update that released on 27 October 2009. For Windows 7 have 3 version. But version 1 is version Service Pack 1 that's released on 18 March 2010. Version Platform Update released on 26 February 2013. And last version is version Windows Management Framework 5.0 that released on 24 February 2016. For Windows 8, only have one version, that version 8.1, and released on 14 May 2013, but public in market at 17 October 2013. And lastly is for Windows 10 has one version that released on 27 May 2020. Next is significant feature for Windows. Okay, Windows 1 not to have much significant feature because this is first Windows, but in Windows 3.1, Windows 3.1 introduced several enhancements in MS-DOS based on platform, including improved some system for Windows 95. Windows 95 combine Microsoft with MS-DOS and significant feature improvement over producers. For Windows XP is improved startup and application launch time. And for Windows Vista is update GUI and visual style and more. For Windows 7 is continue improve on window arrow. For Windows 8 improve user experience on tablet competing with mobile operating system like iOS and Android. For Windows 10, the interesting feature of this window is include the ability to switch between a keyboard and mouse mode and tablet mode for those computer like the Surface Pro 3 with data cable keyboard. Next is I gonna to show Ubuntu. Ubuntu have a match, but I take only six. Only six. Okay. First, Ubuntu 14.04 Trusted Tar already announced on 31 October 2011 by Mark Sutterworth and officially released on 70 April 2014. And next is Ubuntu 16.04 Xenia Xerox, announced with same person by Mark Sutterworth on 21 October 2015 and released on 21 April 2016 on the next year. Next is Ubuntu 18.04 Bionic Behavior, released on 26 April 2018. Next is Ubuntu 19.04 Disco Dingo, released on 18 April 2019, and fifth is Ubuntu 19.10 Ion Air Mine that released on 17 October 2019, and lastly is Ubuntu 20.04 Fossa that released on 23 April 2020 this year. Okay, next is version release. Okay, Ubuntu Trusted Tar have 4 version release, 1 until 4. Okay, version 1 released on 24 July 2014, and version 2 released on 19 February 2015. Version 3 released on 6 August 2015, and lastly, this have a 6 version. Sorry, version 4 released on 18 February 2016. Version 5 released on 4 August in same year 2016, and last version it released on 7 March in 2019. Next is Ubuntu Xenia Xerox have a 6, same like Ubuntu Trusted Tar. Version 16.04.1 released on 21 July 2016. Version 2 released on 17 February 2017. Version 3 released on 3rd August 2017. Version 4 released on 1 March 2018, but delay from 15 February. So they released on 1 March 2018. And version 5 released on to August 2018, and last version was released on 28 February 2019. Next is Ubuntu Bionic Behavior. Ubuntu Bionic Behavior have four version. Version 1 released on 26 July 2018, and version 2 released on 15 February 2019. Version 3 released on 8 August 2019, and last version was released on 12 February 2002. Next is Ubuntu Disco Dingo. Ubuntu Server Disco Dingo update QEMU to version 3.1. Only one version. And Ubuntu Night Eon Admin no version update. Same like Ubuntu Focal Fossa. Next is significant feature for Ubuntu Trustita. Significant feature for this Ubuntu is redesign USB startup, this created tool, new focus vision to the G6 control center, and more. Next is Ubuntu Xenia Xerox. This release will replace the Ubuntu Software Center with G6 software and eliminate empathy and Becerro from the ISO file. Next is Ubuntu Bionic Behavior that introduce new features such color and to-do application pre-installed. And Ubuntu Disco Dingo is present a new icon set, increase performance, smoother animation, and more. Ubuntu Aeon Admin, significant feature of this Ubuntu is proprietary and
Mahdi, cerita yang penting je. Yang mana-mana tu skip je. Habis data Okay, next. Presenter. Cerita yang penting je. Yang mana yang perlu kita tahu pasal memory management.
Okay. Assalamualaikum and very good morning. So today I'm going to talk about memory management, comparison between Windows and Linux. So first, memory management system. Memory management system is the process of controlling and managing computer memory, assigning portion of frame to different running programs to optimize overall performance of the system. Memory management is based on hardware, operating system, and software application. The power management framework is one of the main elements of the operating system. Its basic function is to control the memory hierarchy of the RAM and hard disk on the computer. Its complex duties include the allocation and deallocation of memory to logistic-based processes and the implementation of visual memory by using hard disk as an extra RAM. The memory system should be optimized as far as possible, and as it performs significantly affect the overall performance and speed of the system. So next, virtual memory between Windows versus Linux. Virtual memory is a virtual addresses generated by the CPU. we need a mapping function to implement the concept of virtual memory. Mapping concept converts text, translating computer text to actual address. Virtual address is the address used to indicate the location of the memory, and the physical address is the actual location of the memory. So the virtual memory in the Windows is Windows use three data structure. Each node of the tree is called virtual address descriptor VAD. VAD marks each node as free, committed, or reserved. Committed nodes are those nodes that are currently being used. Free nodes are unused nodes. Reserved nodes cannot be used until reservation is lifted off. Linux is use linked list data structure. It maintain a list of virtual memory area structure. This list is searched whenever a page is to be found. It also record the range of address, protection mode, and the direction in which is crossed up or down. If number of entries become more than 32, Linux will convert to linked list into a tree. Linux uses data structure depending upon the destination. So next, what is the difference between 32 bits and 64 bits version? The 32 bits and 64 bits term represent the way the computer processor, the CPU manage the relevant data. The 64 controls huge quantities of random access memory more efficiently than the 32-bit system. The 64-bit processor can handle twice as many data as the 32-bit processor. The 32-bit processor can process 32 digits, while 64 processor can handle 64 digits. The space for virtual address method is equally used by both Windows and Linux memory management system. Windows will have access to up to 4 GB of standalone logical address space and physical memory on 32-bit systems. The upper part of the address space is allocated with 2 GB of memory kernel mode, while the lower part is allocated with 2 GB of memory user mode. So for the Linux, still can reach 4 GB of physical memory, the distinction being the upper portion being allocated 1 GB of kernel mode, while the lower part is allocated 1 GB for user mode. So for paging and page replacement for Windows, for paging, with Windows page are brought in the memory when they are needed. Instead of bringing page one by one, each page are brought in the memory simultaneously. It make use of working set model. Working set is the amount of memory currently assigned to the process. It contains the page that are in the main memory. Size of working set can be changed accordingly. Windows are using two-level paging. So for the page replacement, Windows are using first in, first out page replacement algorithm, which is FIFO. The oldest page is chosen for replacement. Page fault rate may increase when we increase the numbers of frames. It has low performance. It has maximum number of page fault. So for the Linux paging, Linux do not swap the entire process. Instead, use a lazy swapper. It never swap a page into the memory unless the page is needed. Instead of swapping in a whole process, the pager swap only necessary pages into memory. It does avoid reading page that will not be used. To distinguish between the page that are in memory and are on the disk, we use valid and non-valid bits. So Linux using three-level paging. So for page replacement for Linux, Linux use LRU, which is least recently used page replacement algorithm. The page that is not used for a long period of the time is selected as victim page and is replaced. Implemented in two ways, counter and stack. In stack, the page at the bottom is removed and put on the top of the stack. This recently used is always at the bottom of the stack. So last, I will compare and recommend which operating system is efficient. For normal use, all Linux and Windows operating systems have their benefits and drawbacks. Windows is simple to use, but it's not free and open source, while Linux is free, open source, customizable, and secure, but rather complex for user with no background programming. So for the normal usage, I think Windows such as Windows 10 is more efficiently better than Linux, which is Ubuntu. Okay, next for server usage, all operating system may be viewed as two separate tools for various purposes. Although Windows provide more complicated features for structuring job and contact processes, Linux core as the favorite solution for online apps such as content management system. So for the reasonable state, in my opinion, for the server usage, Linux such as Ubuntu will be the better choice than Windows 10. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay. Next. Huh, 16 slide. Tunjuk mana yang penting je. Banyak tu 16 slide. Cerita yang
Penting je. Okay. Okay, my name is Hanan Balkis binti Zainudin. I'll present about the processing management process. Okay, for the first question, the difference is not imminent to Linux as much as it is the popular task schedulers Linux uses. Basically, Windows uses a model that works well enough for a small amount of processes, but that is extremely inefficient when you start increasing the number of cores. For the second question, first, Intel. Intel has come from very far since 1971 and giving out customers top-notching processors for modern PC build, laptop, smartphone, and even server computer. Let's compare their well-known version of CPUs, which is Core i3, i5, and i7. Core i3 and i5 are both mid-range CPUs, and Core i7 is a high-end CPU in the market. The difference between all of these is the number of cores, clock speed, L1 to L3 cache memory, and hyper-threading. Core i3 processors always comes in two cores, which means heavy loads of processors might cost more time in processing computer instructions faster. Core i5, which sometimes comes in two cores too, but provides hyper-threading. This means a CPU with physically two cores with hyper-threading enable it to provide a mere efficiency of 4 cores logically. Core i5 and i7 also provide high performance when the code of an Intel processor ends with K, also known as unlocked for overclocking, where you can set default clock frequency to max as default. And then there's another type of processor known as Intel Xeon. It is a server or workstation processor for heavy duty. If you want to make it run for normal Windows PC, it's not impossible, but it requires a motherboard, which can take up to 2 to 4 processors at once. This will make the OS powerful but bottlenecks the capability of your OS. Moreover, it doesn't have any integrated graphics like Intel HD graphics. Suitable OS such as Windows Server, Ubuntu Server, and many more. Second, AMD, which is Advanced Micro Device. Just like Intel, AMD has a wide range of processors such as Athlon, FX series, Phenom, Ryzen, Sempron, and EPIC. They also built some APU, which is Accelerated Processing Unit, quite same to CPU but additionally perform graphic processing too, which compares to Intel. OS can instruct the CPU to even perform video rendering, game processing using CPU faster instead of GPUs. AMD has also released their flagship, which is the AMD Threadripper and EPIC. Threadripper is daily users of heavy duty or gaming PC built for a better performance, which is slightly equivalent Intel Core i7 and good at thread handling. For last question, for normal usage, I think Windows 10 is more efficient for normal usage because this operating system allows users to play games, to use Photoshop and Microsoft Office, and less chances of getting bugs as it is properly tested before being released. Ubuntu has higher chances to get bugs because Ubuntu comes with no reliability. For server usage, I think Ubuntu is more efficient for server usage because if you are a developer, you will enjoy Ubuntu system more than Windows. In my opinion, there is huge community for Ubuntu as compared to Windows. That means if any problem within no time, you will find solution or any workarounds for the problem. Moreover, you do not need to buy Ubuntu 16.4 license. 16.0 for license, you have superpower to control it. You can even get the source code of operating system. If you want to use Windows, you need the license. Ubuntu also free from virus, but Windows is exposed to virus. So if you want to use Windows, you need to install the antivirus. That's all for me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next.
Kejap sir. Kejap. Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning, Doctor and my friend. My name is Teacher Bani binti Omar. Okay, I want to talk about file management. Okay, for the first question, how both operating system handle their file management, especially on file system hierarchy. Okay.
Tunjuk yang mana yang penting ni
For Windows, is operating.
Syazwani, tunjuk yang mana yang penting je. Banyak tadi beberapa slide. Mana yang penting.
Okay.
Perbezaan dia semua macam tu je.
Okay. For Windows operating system, Windows operating system handle their file management, especially on file system hierarchy. File management can be done through My Computer or My Explorer. It is display the hierarchical list of files, folder and storage drive on your computer. Windows Explorer is used to copy, move, rename and search files. All folder C and D. Okay, for Linux operating system, it's referred to how Linux-based computer organize, store and track system files, basically a combination of directories or folders that serve as a placeholder for address of other files. Means there is no distinction between a file and a directory in Linux file system. The file system provides the namespace which comprises the naming convention as how a file can be named in terms of length and character combination. Okay, we remove to question 2. Explain how both operating systems handle the naming convention. For operating system, the Microsoft naming convention provides that file or folder on your system. You as user should not be named using reserved name. The reserved character that cannot to use is less than, greater than, colon, double quote, slash, backslash, vertical bar, question mark, asterisk, and integer value, sometimes referred to as the ASCII character. For Linux operating system, each file which is all file names are case sensitive. A file names must be unique inside its directory. You can use upper and lower case letter, number and underscore symbol. Cannot use dot in a file name. Sometimes dot improve readability of file names, but you can use dot-based file name extension to identify file. For example, .sh in shell scripting. Okay. You can use other special characters such as blank space, Linux limit file name to 255 characters, and some other version of Unix system limits file names to 14 character only. Linux also can use reserved character and words from a pre-in file names, which is / greater than, more than, greater than, less than, colon, and symbol. Okay, for question 3, we explain about pro and cons. For Windows operating system has a pro such as support all hardware and software. The platform is best suited for games and software developers. Third, easy to use. For cons, first, virus is easy to attack. Second, most of the software is need to pay. Third, need to reboot a system. Next, for Linux operating system, the advantage is open source to public and free to install. Best quality for security and slow system specification. And cons for Linux operating system is lack of games application and complex operating update and process. I consider that's all from me, and that's all from our group. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. In terms of security, which one better, OS or Linux?
And Linux, sir.
Linux, sir. Why?
Security,
Mana satu? Mana satu?
Ya.
Bagi tahu je. Yang lain? Mana jawab?
Maaf, apa soalan saya tadi?
Antara Linux dengan Windows, yang mana bagus untuk security?
Bagi pendapat saya kan Windows lagi bagus security dia daripada Linux. Walaupun Linux kan dia macam bukan tumpuan utama untuk diserang. Windows lah yang banyak tumpuan dia. Jadi Windows telah banyak buat security seperti saya list dalam tadi lah presentation. Password, picture, credential manager. Jadi ketahanan security dia lagi tinggi daripada Linux.
Okay. In terms of file management, which one better?
Windows.
Okay. Okay, thank you semua.
Okay, thank you sir.
Thank you. Okay,
Thank
bye-bye.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, sir.
Okay.